Welcome back. It's always nice to have a warm beverage to warm you up on these cold nights. So now that we've got our yams and mix chilling in the refrigerator, we're going to get started on our aioli. And our aioli is going to be pretty simple. We're just going to use vegan eggs because we're going to try and keep it vegan and try and keep it cruelty-free, right on. And we're just going to use some lemons and limes. But if you really wanted to, if you had a blender, you could make your own aioli out of eggs and canola oil. Not a big deal, but we're just going to use vegan eggs. So we're just going to take a little bit of it here. So we're just going to scoop a little in here. You know, it's just going to be to add a little sauce to the dish. Part for presentation, part for flavor. You know, add a little acid, balance it out. And we're just going to squeeze these in here. Make sure that you don't get any seeds in. I always like using fresh lemons and limes. It's just a totally different flavor than buying juice stuff. We're just going to whisk it up. And the couple things you want to check for here are flavor and consistency, because you don't want it too runny like a vinaigrette or something. You really want it to be the consistency of an aioli, which is going to be a little thick. So we're just going to take a little taste. I think you could use a little more citrus. So we're going to squeeze in the rest of this lemon here. Yeah, I'm going to get it nice and tart. And I'm going to add a little salt too. Just a little bit, you know, bring out those citrus flavors. You know, when I think about whenever I'm using salt, it's not to bring out a salt flavor, but just to really enhance the flavors of the dish. I'm going to take our little tester here. And that's pretty tasty. It's, you know, it's a little tangy, but it's a little rich because we're using mayonnaise, and that's exactly what we want. So, we're going to stick this in the fridge, wait for other stuff to be done, and then form some cakes, and then we're going to eat some food. Alright, we're about one step away from eating that Christmas meal that we've all been looking for. So we've got our yams and potatoes, our spice, and then we've got a little cornmeal to bind it because we're trying to keep it gluten-free. Word. Alright. So now we're going to dump this into our mixing bowl. We're going to mash it up with whatever masher you feel is going to be adequate. I'm using a fork. Alright, now that we've got it all mashed up, we're going to add all our spices. I'm going to grab a mixing spoon. That is right there. So we're going to mix the mushrooms and spinach and onions and spices up. So we're going to add about a fourth to a half cup of cornmeal, just to try and bind everything together. So now that we've added the cornmeal to our mixture, we're going to mix it all up nice, and then we're going to form some patty cays. Dip them in a little bread bowl of cornmeal here, just to bread them a little bit so they can fry up a little nicer. You don't want them too big, because then they won't cook all the way through. A little cornmeal on them. These are going to be really good. They're going to be crunchy, a little, a little savory, and just a little bit of spice because of that ginger and chili powder we put in there. And it's always fun to get your hands in the food a little bit, Have a little bit on you there. We're going to get our patties frying up in there. And we just want to let them fry up in there until they get a little browned on each side. So that's probably going to be about a minute on each side. So we've got our final dish here now. We've pan-fried our cakes. We've put our little bit of quinoa on the plate. We put 3 cakes around it. We've drizzled it with our aioli. We put a little cilantro garnish on there. And now we're going to try it. I'm really excited about this because, you know, it's been a long day opening presents, spending time with family. And now it's just time to eat. That's really good. I like it because it's got really sort of this holiday flavor of yams and potatoes. And then it's got a little spice to it, which I like. I really like spice a lot. So I really hope you enjoy this meal if you make it at home. And I hope everyone has a great New Year. Alright, bye.
You know the smoke is a texture, but like 52 cards when I